Okay. Hello everybody. Here. Hello everybody. Here we are today with some Gears 5 gameplay today. What we're gonna do today is probably just daily horde. And let's just truthfully do this on beginner because I want to record this and I want to be able to have the queue time in the video. It's not something that I'm sure everyone wants. Let me know what you comment. But additionally, I would also just like to actually one of these lobbies. I feel like every time, you know, probably good 60-40% of the time, 60-40 split. Whenever I try to do a horde friend on advanced, it usually fails. Especially depending on like whatever modifiers there are there. So today we're just gonna go on casual baby beginner mode, and I want this to just be kind of, you know, chill experience for us. Something like a commentary is, I'm not really sure how often people do that anymore. I remember, you know, kind of growing up during those machinima era of for Modern Warfare 2 commentary. Modern Warfare 2 that came out in 2009. And plenty of machine. Ever since that style came out of video, that's kind of, you know, one of the main draws of it that appealed to me. I really like that style. And there was a few, you know, content creators I felt that especially nailed this style. Especially, you know, at the time. Some of those content creators have drifted away, completely new stuff. But me, I just, something about the commentary style really. And so yeah, here we're playing Gears 5 specifically. I grew up loving the Gears of War game. I played Gears 3 when it came out, and I played the hell out of that, season pass and everything. It was huge for someone like me because I grew up poor, so getting season passes games back then super rare for me. I had an Xbox 360, of course, and currency there were Microsoft points for anyone that remembers. And when it came to DLC, I think like of my whole Xbox 360 career, whatever you want, I probably only bought DLC for like maybe 3 games. The first one was Modern Warfare 2. I was super into that. I had played all the other CODs before that, but I never wanted to or just get to max and quit. But that game, I don't know, it was something, and I got all the way to 10%. I own tons of solo keys. Tons of games. But it would have been for that game, Borderlands 2, and I believe, oh yeah, here's.
Planted.
So, yeah, I just absolutely loved Gears. I mean, I grew up as a kid, you know, kind of, I don't know, just always thinking about it. Like, it was just such a fun game, and I just love the art style, the art direction. You know, like, I remember, like, one of the coolest things I was about the game was just, like, the Onyx cards, you know?
Okay,
you're a 13-year-old boy. I was probably 14 or 15. You're a 15-year-old boy, and you know, you already think Carmine is cool. You know, you already play Carmine all the time. Carmine. Then they just go ahead and basically release Carmine with a black skin, which is like cool. It's literally exactly all I wanted. And I used to think about like, oh, it'd be so cool if you could change the color of your gears and everything. As a compromise, you just end up getting gear with black armor down the line. But I mean, that's well worth it. I just felt like Gears art direction has always been so definitely one of the stronger parts of it is the strong identity.
I could use this.
And I feel like that's an identity that people kind of give it a lot of shit for.
Yeah, locked and loaded.
Very unfairly. But, you know, it definitely was super distinct at the time. And, I mean, it's still alive today for a reason.
That's how you do it.
And, you know, about that is, for me, is I feel like that's kind of special in some ways. But Microsoft IP, which, I don't know. I don't want to say how accurate my pulse is, you know, when it comes to judging how the gaming landscape is going. But I can absolutely say that, like, Microsoft doesn't seem to be doing the best. I mean, I believe sometime recently they kind of canceled all the exclusives that they're doing. You know, games that people used to have these quote-unquote stupid console wars about, like Halo and Gears, are finally going to be on PlayStation. And I don't think the return is happening to Xbox. I don't believe Days Gone is coming to Xbox.
Energy tap
Probably for the best, because you know, they don't need that. They have enough problems.
Energy tap full.
But I mean, I kid. I mean, I think that game is pretty good. There's a lot of things that I like about it. Definitely has a lot of glaring.
Nice.
You know, I mean, I still put some time into it, but I do have to say that, like, you know, one of those shows that tries super hard to be an HBO show. You know, feels like it's just trying to give off like so much prestige, the writing and character, even just the plot points. You know, like there's just not really any hint of like genuine emotion or, you know, really care put into that game. Like as far as, you know, story goes, like, for the gameplay designers and programmers that made that game, that's all fucking awesome. Directed an amazing job, and I wish that the writers do you guys dirty with kind of a lackluster nothing story with unlikable characters.
Hey, nice.
I'm sorry that happened. Like I said, no, y'all did great. But yeah, that game is just, I don't know, I found it to be disappointing. And I feel like, as far as the gamer goes, maybe I'm not that pleased. I feel like, Gears kind of keeps me satisfied with, ever since I was a kid, with simple things. Great sound design, cool art design, amazing. And even as a kid, I feel like it was very easy to tell that something like Gears was very well refined in terms. And I feel like that was something that also was even more impressive for the fact that it was primarily a console game. And the console game that felt pretty good with the controller.
Energy collected.
I mean, I only play on PC nowadays after I made the profit. But this game, I tried playing it with a controller, I mean with a keyboard, a while ago. First got it.
Yes.
And it just felt off, felt weird, you know? But I pulled up the controller after not really having played keyboard really long time.
I'll take it.
Probably a decade. Legit a decade of, or really even
We've got enemies incoming.
So much of my muscle memory just kind of came back. Playing Gears 3 all the time. Like, I remember when Gears 3 first came out, I was a poor kid, and I was also kind of a bad kid.
You're done.
So my mom would just take off the internet every now and again. But when it came out, like, luckily it was one of the few games that had ways to have bot matches. Do this real quick.
I see you, asshole.
Yeah, but it was one of the only games that actually had bot matches, which, you know, if you remember what playing Xbox Live was like back then, there were so many good multiplayer games out, but you know, I was also a poor kid, so I didn't even always have Xbox Live at the time. So if you had bot matches in your games, like I loved you for that, you know, Black Ops 1 was the first Call of Duty to do that, and I got so much knowledge out of that. They proceeded to do it in every other Treyarch game after that. Not every Modern Warfare game. I know MW3
Hey,
did.
nice.
Anyway, yeah, I just spent, I spent like the first 2 months, I think, of Gears 3 release without internet, without Xbox Live, of course. So all I just did was bot matches, and that was just the funnest shit ever. It was fun just unlocking characters, just kind of going through like the list, you know, getting achievements again. I don't remember how exactly it went before I started saying bullshit, just take it with a grain of salt. But I remember that
Now we're talking.
you had to get, there was like challenges for getting like X amount of kills with each weapon, for X amount of game modes. The rewards would be like characters, but also weapons. Titles, especially, I believe, to get like the Obsidian level title is what I wanted. I would go for the Obsidian skin, and I think I got Obsidian on every weapon. And I think I got almost every Obsidian title outside of the Insane one. You know, stuff like, I don't know, there was probably something for playing Wingman, or getting like shitloads of revives that I do, or you know, just tons of like AI kills. I didn't do all of those, but I did most of the multiplayer and weapons. Because I really love multiplayer.
Need ammo!
And it was just fun. I just did nothing but like bot matches for like a huge chunk of Gears 3 when it was out. And by the time like I was already ready to play with people, I was like only getting like bot XP. So I think by the time I got back to like started playing online, I was already like level 60 or something before you even got to online, like just all the bot matches. And yeah, I mean, that was just some great stuff, you know, being able to get achievements, and, you know, back when I cared about it, now I absolutely don't. I think part of that is the switch to PC, definitely desensitized me. You know, growing up on 360, you will probably see achievements and think that they're kind of cool, but if you use Steam in the early days, you wouldn't always get an achievement notification. You did, they just weren't as satisfying as the way that it was in the original 360 people that were.
Good to go.
And like, it's silly now, but I mean, I don't know. As a kid, even the thing like gamer score was like super cool that I cared about. I had a lot of gamer score, I thought, at the time. With the like, let's see, playing from like, let's see, Halo 3 to like, I don't know, Gears 3. I probably amassed like, I think 21,000 gamers, and just doing, you know, the campaign on the hardest level for like Halo, Gears, COD. That gave me tons of gamer score. Doing some easy achievements here and there. Just let me kill these guys first, because these guys are actually a little scary. They can be.
Just like magic.
The last thing I'd want to do is fail on this beginner live commentary. But if I did, that would be okay. And I would probably just laugh at my...
All charged up.
Oh, here we go.
Sniper.
But, which does remind me of this... Another one of the things that I love about, you know, Gears is, like I said, the mechanical gameplay just feels super good, and there's just so many things to love about it. And I feel like the fact that this game feels so good on controller is like a testament to really how well that game was designed from Gears 1 and onward. Because, you know, Gears 1 definitely felt pretty tight, all things considered, and the game looked great. And I still love parts of it more than even... I would say 3 is probably still my favorite, obvious reason. Gears 1 was super good. Gears 2, Kinda mid. I played that one the least. I don't know what would have made me feel better about that game necessarily. I think the online was particularly not that bad. And I believe, you know, that was during the era where I think Gears did have a ranked game mode, or maybe it didn't. But either way, it didn't really feel like as significant enough to matter. Even then, I don't think that would have really carried the game that much. That game had a lot of issues, but it was still all in all a pretty good game. And it didn't feel as tight as the other ones for whatever reason. But Gears 3 definitely went a long way in feeling a lot tighter and kind of getting the series back to, you know, some kind of what I'd call kind of mechanical comfortability. The game just kind of feels good to play.
Love it.
That's, you know, a real thing that they took priority in.
Last one.
I know that there was a whole book about the whole development process of the Gears of War series. And the book was kind of like, I wouldn't say extensively, but it was thoroughly covered by one YouTuber who I really called Walter Bay. And, you know, during the video, he made a point out that in the book is that, you know, Leafy B, Cliff Blazinski, had a really good knack for that kind.
I'll take it.
About like how to make a game feel good, you know, to the player. And I feel like that's kind of like I just love the idea of that there's a way to specialize in it, because it means it's kind of replicatable. It means that there's something to learn from. It means that a lot of games could be very good, or have this, you know, very good mechanical or aesthetic feeling. And it's, you know, hopefully not just something you get AAA development. Pretty sure there are plenty of like indie games that feel amazing to play right now. Not any that I can think of at the top of my head, especially as I do this live commentary. But I will say that one example for me is, and how it also applies to the sounds. It was more so apparent in Gears 1. And if you played a game like Dark Souls, you may know what I could be alluding to. By that I mean the original Dark Souls. But, I don't know. I can be weirdly fixated on... Hold on, let me get this. I can be weirdly fixated on certain parts of, I guess, media or experiences that I'm having, games that I'm playing. And so, one example for me is, like, one thing I'll never forget about Gears of War 1 is just the sound design of, like, what it would be for the clones to be running around. You know, like, they had all this heavy, clanky armor on. The sound design, I thought, it's kind of cool in how it reflected exactly that. And it would be different on who the character was. You know, certain gears in that game had more clankier armor, so their sound when running would just be that much different. And it seems like a small nothing detail, but it was definitely detail they put in. And some characters had this very kind of satisfying, mechanical, clanky jingle of just them speaking. And sometimes you'd hear them breathing, especially more as the longer you keep sprinting. Breathe louder. I just found the soundscape itself it to be kind of very chill and soothing, and that kind of goes back into like Dark Souls 1 specifically. But if you ever played that game, I don't know about the remake, but if you ever played that game and you walked around with like normal like default iron armor set or something, you just get a really nice like clanky metal sound whenever you're walking around, and I love that. Like, I literally just love that. I remember when I first played Dark Souls on my own, I just refused to wear certain pieces of armor if it took away that sound. Just because I felt like it added so much character, and it kind of made like the game feel so much more different or alive or appealing to me in some way. I don't know how to describe it necessarily, but game like Dark Souls does a very good job at making you feel like you're in some kind of world, you know? Definitely some environment. And I think how it does that is with its ambiance, sometimes lack of ambiance. Shit. Let me not throw real quick. Competing with bots here, so not that hard, thankfully. Another tip is if you're playing Gears and you hear some torque bows charging up, and you can't see them, it's safe to assume that like maybe they're behind you, you know, assuming you don't know. And maybe after like 3 or 4 seconds, that's when you kind of want to start running. But before that, you're safe to kind of let it charge, because they usually always shoot it at a fixed rate. Which is something, which is also kind of a game design thing worth appreciating, by the way. Kind of a predictable mechanical tell on what's going on around you without actually being able to see it. I think the fact that, you know, I can figure that out for myself, whether it be obvious or not, probably no good game design. You know? Ever since early Gears, I could always just know that I could be safe around their on guards as long as I pay attention to them after 5 seconds. But I ignore them for the first 5 when they're charging up normally. Pretty good. To me, that's fucking genius design right. Small but subtle, but yeah, Gears is very well made. This guy. I'm gonna wait for you to turn around, man. I'll let this guy handle it. He seems to be like, he knows what he's doing. Seems like yeah, that's his glory. I'm not gonna steal it.
Double tap.
Yeah. As for what I was saying about what was I saying? My mind's everywhere. I'm one of those people that has like a ADHD mind. If you often wonder like, why does this guy ping pong a lot, or how did he get from here to there, just know that like sometimes it's just hard for me to keep a one-track mind, then sometimes it's like all I can. But yeah, I believe this round is going pretty good. We're at wave 9. And honestly, I'd say I got pretty lucky. My teammates are some absolute legends. You guys are pro at the game, so thankfully I don't really have to like be in the zone to get this commentary done. This was one of the, that was kind of one of the main worries about me doing this kind of video. I live in Legend is kind of screwing me over
the tracker!
the way that I want. There's another reason why I love Live in Legend, by the way. I can just spray into the air and not really hit people, but hit them anyway, as you can see. And by the way, if you're someone who's watching this video and you also play Gears, let me know. Does the auto aim like work the same way in multiplayer? Because I would think not. I remember the Gears that I played, I don't think they had auto aim. Like this, Gears 1 didn't. But like for instance, yeah, it snaps to the head, and I find that kind of crazy. I don't know if it's they're on guard. I ignore him. Still ignore him. He's a bitch. Just kill this. And okay, this is the last guy left, so
I'm in the zone, baby.
I remember there's a way to like tag your enemy with a grenade. Oh, that's how you do it. Okay, that's cool. Well, that's still in the game.
Energy tap upgraded.
But yeah,
That's the last of them. Time to regroup and rebuild.
this game is just overall feels great. And if you can tell me if there's like a aim assist in multiplayer with a crazy level where you can just kind of snap on people's heads and just kind of kill them, let me know, because I find that absurd if kind of that's what it is now. But I also know that auto aim is apparently pretty strong nowadays, or at least stronger than I remember. Because I never used it. I only remember using auto aim when I played Call of Duty.
They're moving on our position.
I remember sometimes I would even turn it off because I feel like it could screw you over if you were like in a close enough combat scenario where your aim will get pulled to someone closer to you, even though you want to shoot someone who's a little bit farther out. I definitely remember even adverse experiences like that happening in OG, Call of Duty 4. And I mean, that just kind of stuck with me as like a bad experience. And I'm usually one of those people that like, if I'm new to something and have one bad adverse experience from the get-go, I can kind of like soil it for me and I won't really like give it another shot. I'm sure a lot of other people can be that way. I can't even say if that's healthy or not, but I definitely feel like it's some kind of habit that's gotten me to stick with certain choices over others. Let me just kill these fools. Let me go easy. I really like it. I probably will regret, but really, probably not. You know, got an AI soldier down there. Wow, that's a lot of.
Target neutralized.
Gears has great animation. Fucking great. Great sound. I swear, the one thing that I don't know if you guys are like this when it comes to like new games coming out, but like I've always wanted them to keep certain things or like small little traits that are like so nothing, but they kind of like matter to me, I guess. And so like one example is like clanking armor sounds of moving around in Dark Souls 1. Here's one. To this day, haven't encountered better armor clanking moving sounds than those two, and it's a bummer. Their sequels, in terms of armor clanky sounds, utterly disappointed me, and just a bummer that to this day I haven't gotten as cool as that. But another example of that on the more visual end of the spectrum is with the original OG long shot sniper. Here's one. People remember that and how like we're in the no scope. Used to just shoot a cool ass tracer bullet, but the cooler part in my what I always loved was the giant puff of smoke exuding out of your barrel, and it was like that in combination with the tracer, in combination with weapon design. Like this is super insane. Let me try to like kill this guy and at least piece it.
Oh, that's gross.
I'm piecing out. I don't want to deal with that guy right now. But yeah, like, so when we consider like the tracer, and then with the weapon design, and then with like how it feels to just actually get a headshot on someone in Gears 1 with the sniper, in addition to like just the sound that sniper made, you know, it wasn't like a booming, whoa, I don't want to be
Now I need a bat.
Let's watch this fool just look, I'm gonna bait him, watch this. Oh, you're stuck, you can't do shit.
Come on me.
Genius. But yeah, like the way the sniper sounded in Gears 1 was even then kind of like a little unorthodox. Wasn't a very loud booming sound. It was just kind of I don't know. It was a very subdued, almost kind of muffled sound. But that kind of perfectly suited. Whoa. Speaking of ignoring Theron, that rule isn't always perfect. You hear a Torque charging and they're going around the corner, you need to remember to like, look at this guy. Hear a Torque charging around the corner, you need to remember that rule.
See you, asshole.
Because they will fucking snap onto you. I mean, they know you're coming. They're AI. You need to just be mindful of that. Thankfully, not a big deal on beginner difficulty.
Whatever comes next, yeah, it ain't big enough for the cold train, baby.
Okay, so that's cool we have here. I'm still kind of new to Gears 5. So I don't know all the new characters they've added. So many. I know that that's a meal from Reach was also probably the last Halo game. And earn it. Love the shit out of that. You know, every Halo game that had its problem.
Ready to rock.
Alright. We are finally at the boss wave. Let's see. Warden? Okay. I want this guy. Oh, he is getting fucking scored. Thank God.
Taking damage.
I'm pleased. I'm definitely pleased. I did not want to deal with a matriarch. I feel like 99% of the reasons I will fail a horror mode is because of the matriarch. These are the clowns, like Carrier, the Warden. Warden's effective can be total pushover. So yeah, thankfully melting this guy is pretty easy. Fun, not intended, because I wasn't the one that even threw that.
I'll charge that.
Okay. I thought for a second that grenade landed on that little fine nodule. It was gonna completely blow me up in the face. Thankfully we're all peachy keen.
You think you're big? You think you're scary?
And this Warden is gonna be super good. Because now I have and now if you're watching this, you're gonna see exactly just why I love Living Legend. Why I love playing the Legend.
Hey, I had a shot there.
Speaking of like OP autoing, this is basically that in a nutshell.
That's right. Hey.
That's so. That felt so satisfying.
That's it for now.
I didn't even have to aim, but seeing those orange hit markers and you know seeing that enemy hit feedback, feedback and sound design, it's just so good. So peak. Gears is definitely one of those games, like Dark Souls is, where I will play solely just for. Oh, what a perfect way to end, that. Oh, but yeah, Gears and Dark Souls are definitely one of those games to play for me, for just how good it feels to just kind of exist in that game world. How good it feels to control the character, fight enemies. I feel like these games have mastered that very well. I believe there's like a more accurate way to describe what I'm saying, called like kinesthetic, you know, which is like relating to how good the weapons feel or how good the sound design is. And those games I absolutely love in spades. And like I said, I have not found a good armor clanky game found since Gears 1 and Dark Souls 1. No, that was the last time that I literally loved listening to just characters moving around in armor. Which I gotta wonder, was that a me because I'm younger thing, or has sound design just gotten a lot more meh, you know, as far as like games have gone over the years? I definitely feel that with you know, the whole live service element many games go through. A lot of things are more rushed. So things like sound design, there's a lot more smaller detail than visual design. Would get overlooked. But that could be a topic for another day. I want to thank you for watching the video, and I hope y'all enjoyed this. And I hope to see you guys around. Peace.